So you're going to be observers. So I'll give you a quick review of everything the electoral process is going to be. So, first of all, you guys always need to have the credential from international observer, always, at all times. You cannot observe in the table that you're registered to vote. But I guess anyone,
you're all international, so they won't be Russian vote.
So the first thing that we ask you not to do is say who's winning. Say, let's say I'm going with Pepe, I'm going with Elding, or anything like that. You're not allowed to do that. You can go to any table at any time. You have the right to observe, talk to the people on the tables, ask you how everything's going, but you can't choose sides or express anything negative. Negative? Is that right?
Or positive.
So you will be in the opening of the process, in the ending of the process, during the process, and during the counting of the votes. Okay? When they give the electoral bag to the military members of the army, is that right? You will be there also. Okay? Let's see. All the observers, for not all the national observers, they have to be Honduras citizens or foreign residents with more than 10 years of living legally in the country.
National observers, we're international observers.
They asked me to give you this info, alright, so I have to give it to you. And see. The international observer has to fulfill this: respect the international laws and the human rights in Honduras at all times. Respect all the authorities from the TSE, and has to be impartial, as I said, right? At all times, as I said before. And you cannot interfere with the process. You always have to have the credential at all times. There's something important. You cannot, like I said, declare, say who's winning, who won before the TSE. You have to wait until the TSE say who won the presidential process. You have to help the other international observers. You cannot ask for any official document to any member of America. You can. You can be on the table at all times during the whole process. Ask for info, how everything's going, but you can't ask for any papers at all.
You mean you can't, you don't, what, IDs you mean, or ballot papers?
Papers like closing papers, what you call the final results and everything like that, or ask for any copy, you can't. You can't. And there will be two types of international observers. Observers invited, and the other observers visited. Okay, I don't know how you guys work.
If I understand, the invited get paid, or their expenses get paid,
Yeah.
so we're visiting.
Visiting, right. Invited will be the ones working with electoral groups that will be divided, and visiting will be the foreign people with the credentials. They have all the requirements to fulfill that position. All right. It's pretty easy. You will be pretty much you have the right to be any table. Always have to see if anything illegal is happening, and everything is doing in process, and you have to be impartial. And pretty much it's not a lot of stuff that we can talk.
What do we do if we see something that we think is not right?
I just got a form. Daniel sent me a form out. Let me hand it around. I want you guys to take a look at it. This is one that some other group developed, but it looks like it's pretty.
There will be a guy called Custodio that will provide all the stuff missing on the
Only will do that one.
You see something abnormal, legal, you can call him. Report that.
We don't intervene, you don't
You
bring it up. You
don't
don't
intervene anything. That's the job of the custodian, and he can call the members of the army.
Do you have a copy of a voting ballot?
The what?
A voting ballot?
What a ballot looks like.
So people can actually know that if, you know, I mean, as an observer, it's interesting to know, how are people voting? Do you see a lot of people miss voting? Just so we actually understand what it is we're actually seeing, because every country does things differently with their voting. Some people have to put a hole through it, some people have to put a tick, some people put a cross.
They told me you guys were supposed to be the material here, but I don't think they told you the right image.
No, it's not here.
Yeah. So, but I can give you a quick review. Okay, show
You
it.
could draw one and we could get a...
Yeah. So, for the presidential paper, there will be like let's see, 5. So it will be one more inside of the square. There is a valid vote. Okay. You will see people writing perros at words. It is written inside the boxes like this. That's valid. It has to be inside of the box. There's supposed to be 12 members per table. Some people leave the table and go around the school or wherever it is you guys are working. They start talking, leave the table over there. People stole papers and start opening the boxes with votes. You have to be aware of that at all times.
No, there was... they can also have like is it a substitute?
Yeah.
And so each representative will then have a substitute, so there'll be them, plus there's substitutes,
Those
but they
guys,
can also vote at the table. So
yeah. That's a very good question. The observers, once they all enter into the room, the people from the table will ask him for his ID. And they will go and check in the electoral book his name. If his name is in the electoral book, he can observe in that table, in that room. He has to go to another place and observe. That's very important.
So you're not free to go where you want as an observer?
Yeah. Anywhere except where you're registered to vote.
Oh, okay.
You're not allowed to be there.
So how do they vote? They just have to go to their area and then come back as an observer?
Yeah.
So if we see any of the representatives actually voting in the location, then that's an issue.
Observing where they're supposed to vote.
The representatives from the parties or their substitutes, if they're seen actually marking a paper, that's totally not allowed.
Well, they can be in the same location, they just can't be observing that table. At each location, there's multiple tables set up.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, there
And you're
was
registered to a
tables.
specific table.
So
So, for instance,